Hey everyone, Ford stock has had an interesting up and down year in 2023. It started the year with the stock price around $12 per share, and that increased all the way close to $15 per share, and then it fell all the way down to less than $10 per share before bouncing back up to where it is now at $12.19 per share. So that put Ford stock investors on a roller coaster ride, and it had them asking where could Ford stock price be in 2024. So that's the question I'm going to answer in this video. Remember, whenever we're talking about the future, we're using estimates and assumptions. Nobody knows for sure what's going to happen in the future. So I'm going to use the best available numbers that I've got to make this prediction. So let's jump right in.
I want to thank the Motley Fool for sponsoring this video. Visit fool.com/Parkev for the 10 best stocks to buy now.
All right, so one of the things we're going to look at is Ford's stock price, which is trading at $12.19 per share as of this recording. One of the other estimates we're going to look at, or not really an estimate, but a valuation multiple we're going to look at is Ford's price to earnings ratio at 7.967. We're going to use this as a baseline to make our other estimates for where Ford stock could be trading at. This is the starting point we'll jump off from. We're also going to use Ford's earnings per share estimate for 2024. So I've got here Yahoo Finance Ford's earnings per share current estimate. Here you look at next year, 2024, its current earnings per share estimate is at $1.74. This is among the analysts that follow Ford stock. They make estimates for where they think Ford's earnings per share will be in 2024, and the collection of those estimates is here at $1.74. We're going to use that to make our prediction for Ford stock in 2024. Another thing we're going to look at is Ford's business segments, right? You know, Ford has three primary business segments: Ford Blue, Ford E, and Ford Pro. So let's take a look at each one individually. So Ford Blue is its legacy segment. Legacy segment has done extremely well for Ford. $1.7 billion in operating income in the third quarter. Year-over-year growth in EBIT, EBIT margin, and revenue, all increasing as customer demand for legacy autos remains robust. Remember, supply chain shortages left consumers without the number of cars they wanted to buy, and now they're coming back in the market, and as the availability of cars is increasing, consumers are gobbling them up with strong appetite. Ford introducing new models, and its legacy popular models, the F-150 is one of the most popular best-selling trucks in the US. Now, Ford Model E is Ford's transition to electric vehicles as governments are mandating and forcing individuals to buy electric vehicles. Ford is transitioning, but it's doing so cautiously. It's saying we're going to do this in anticipation of where consumer demand is, right? So they're saying they're going to appropriately balance the pace of EV investment with the pace of customer demand. They're not going to just go all in right away when you've seen consumer demand for electric vehicles remains relatively low. More than 9 out of 10 car purchases are still legacy internal combustion engine purchases. Even with all that government investment, all the government incentives, all the government mandates, still more than 9 out of 10 people are choosing to buy an internal combustion engine vehicle. I suspect that will remain so for at least the next 2 years. As the charging infrastructure ramps up, as prices come down, consumers will still prefer internal combustion engine vehicles. So Ford is still investing here. They lost $1.3 billion in operating income in the third quarter from this segment, but you can see it was more than offset by Ford Blue, even though that's just 2 out of the 3 segments Ford has. And then Ford Pro, again, very profitable, $1.7 billion in operating income with $1.3 billion year-over-year increase. Ford has the number one U.S. Class 1 through 7 truck and van market share with just over 40% market share. This these two out of the three segments are very profitable for Ford, and it's been working. The industry factors have been working strongly in its favor, and that's partly why I think analysts expect robust profitability from Ford going forward, even though it's losing billions in its electric vehicle transition. But that segment, management expects it to start generating EBIT profitability in 2026. So it's not going to lose money into eternity with the electric vehicle business. Just until it transitions over, then it'll become profitable. So let's look at my estimate for where Ford's stock price could be by the end of 2024. So if the company delivers the $1.74 earnings per share as I have here, I got this from the analyst estimates from Yahoo Finance, and it's the price to earnings ratio stays the same as I got from their latest price to earnings ratio, then the stock price could be $13.86 at the end of 2024. That would be a nice increase from the $12.19 it's trading at right now. I know Ford stock investors would be happy with that increase. But what if business goes better than planned and Ford's price to earnings ratio expands to 9 as investors become more willing to buy Ford stock because it's making better progress than others in the auto industry? Then the stock price could increase to $15.66. That would be a significant increase to where the stock is now at just $12 per share. That would be a 1/3 increase or 1/4 increase between 25 and 33%, a robust increase to be sure. But it's not always good news. What if things go worse than expected and Ford's price to earnings falls to 6 instead of 7.97? Then the stock price could fall to $10.44 by the end of the year. What if it's even worse than that and the price to earnings falls to 5? Then the stock price could be $8.70 by the end of 2024. So these are the bad case scenarios. These are the good case scenarios of where Ford's stock price could be by the end of the year. If you were to ask me where I think Ford's stock price could be by the end of 2024, I would say my estimate would be in between these ranges. I would say Ford's stock price will be in the range of $12.50 to $13 per share. That's my best guess as to where I think Ford stock could be by the end of 2024. I will remind you again, I've used a lot of estimates, a lot of assumptions in this video, so take this prediction with a grain of salt. It's what could happen, not what will happen. Did you know that over 90% of the people that watch my channel are not subscribed? It'll really help support my channel if you hit that subscribe button. And oh, by the way, one of the benefits of being subscribed is that I take requests from subscribers more often than I do from non-subscribers. So if you prefer that benefit, please subscribe to the channel.